Hi YouTube, it's Joe here. It's a Tuesday morning. We've had a bank holiday in the UK, so there was not people were off work yesterday and the post offices weren't open. So I've just sort of saved all my stuff up from the weekend and I'm just going to be posting it out this morning now on Tuesday. So I just thought I'd show you what I'd sold over the weekend. Had some quite good sales for me, some things I've not really sold much of in the past, and a couple of items I've had knocking around for a while. So yeah, I was really pleased with that. I also did go out on the Monday. There was a boot sale. I didn't go out on the Sunday because the weather was pretty poor. But in the same place, there was a really big boot sale on the Monday on the bank holiday, and I'll show you what I picked up for that. It's the first time I've gone to a Sunday one early, so I had loads of stuff which I've got from that, and yeah, I'll do another video about that this evening and put that up tomorrow probably. But in terms of what I've sold, I'll just go through it, and there's a few things to be on the lookout for, I guess, because just as you see the price that I've managed to get for some things. So yeah, I'll just go through what I did. I did a number of PS2 games this weekend. I sold this Crash Bandicoot bundle for a tenner for the two games there. SingStar Take That, I got £5 for that one. SingStar Party, got £4 for that one. Queen, I got £10 for this one. This one's a good one to look out for. The Queen one and the Disney one and the Motown one on the PS2 are probably your best three. But yeah, so that was really great. So I had a couple of copies of this Marvel Alliance. I've had this funny thing. I mean, I've had these games listed for absolutely, well, not absolutely ages, but like a good sort of 6 to 8 weeks now, and they just sort of all seem to sell like in a bit of a block this weekend. And I got £5 for both of those, £5.95 for both of those copies. Same price, £5.95 for Star Wars Racer Revenge, and then this Super Legends that went for £6. So yeah, pretty good on the PS2 games. Bearing in mind I pay sort of like about £1 for PS2 games. So yeah, that was yeah, I was pleased with all of those. £1 or less really. And then a few more sales. I got sold this Fear Effect on the PS1. I got £9 for that with free shipping. Unfortunately, it'll have to go as a large letter. It'll have to go as a parcel. It's too big, but it's one of those things. Now these were sort of sales for me, which I don't sell much of, these CDs. There was two 2-pack ones here, and this one, because it was like this green front, I think it made it a bit rarer. And for these two CDs, bearing in mind I paid 10p each for those, I got £18 for those, so that was really good. And this Iron Maiden one, this was sort of like this double CD. I had 4 Iron Maiden CDs listed at £20, or something like that, 25 quid. One guy commented and just said he wanted a couple of them and he'd pay 15 quid for it. And I just looked a tiny bit more closely at this one, and it being this sort of like double CD with the detail on the CDs, I realised it's worth a bit more, so just put that one on at 18 quid, and someone in France has bought that, so that's really great, again for 10p. Assassin's Creed Heritage, I told you I picked this up a little while ago, about a week ago. When you pick up things like PS3 games, I try and sell them at the cheaper end of the buy it nows, just because otherwise you're going to cling on to them. And unlike a PS2 game or a PS1 game, which isn't going to sort of ever sit at its value, a PS3 game is going to lose value week on week. Not week on week, but month on month, if you know what I mean. So I try and get rid of those things quickly, sort of newish games. Otherwise, yeah, you're going to have to be waiting absolutely ages for the price to sort of bottom out and then start creeping back up again. But I got 18 quid for that, having paid £4.75 for that. So yeah, I try and sell games like that as quick as I can. Dawn of War, this is a good one to look out for, this Soulstorm. This one didn't have the instruction, and I did, yeah, this one was good. I think I got 13 quid for that one. Gremlins 2 on the original Nintendo, the NES, I got £12.95 for that, and that's going to Brazil. And the guy messaged me to say, would I just send it as a gift as opposed to so he doesn't have to pay tax and stuff like that on it, or import tax, and I'll do that. I'm happy to do that, and I'll put the value as like £5, even if so. Yeah, it doesn't affect anything for me, but it will help him. This is the one game which you need to look out for, PC game. I mean, it's almost worth checking all those boxes. I say this every time, at the bottom and underneath stalls, because this game, I got £38.50 for this game, and it is literally just the CD in there. That's all it is. There's no instructions. £38. So yeah, Jurassic Park Operation Genesis on any format, but particularly on the PC, particularly on the Xbox, that's an absolute winner. And then this Sims, I normally sell this for about 20 quid, but this one didn't have the instructions in there, so someone's going to have either have the instructions or crack the codes online, or however you do it. So just got again, tried to sell that, turn that around quickly, so got 13 quid for that one, but I think I only paid 50p for that, so that was great. And then last sort of computer game I sold, Lawnmower Man. I sold it for £7, but the guys paid for international signed shipping, so they've had to pay like 9 quid on top of that to get it shipped, but that's what they've done. So yeah, that was all my media sales, so they were pretty good. Sold this ink cartridge which I've had knocking about for a while. I picked loads of these up for £1 and I sold all the black ones, and I just had this combo one for a while and sold that for £7.85 with free shipping, so not a huge amount of money in it. Did well on this PS2 controller, these Dual Shocks. I sold this for 13 quid and that's going to Portugal. It's in nice condition. Yeah, it's good to know, like, roughly when you're pricing up sort of PS2 bundles, you can get as much as sort of 10 to sort of 12 quid back for controllers, so especially your DualShock 2 controllers, so just be aware of that, and that might help you when you're out buying them. If you know you've got, like, it's got 4 controllers in there or something like that, they're all worth a bit, so have a think about that. This, I've got a few of these. I picked these up off Amazon when they had a sale, this sort of steampunk jacket. I've got a few fancy dress costumes. Hopefully they'll do well in the build up to sort of Halloween and things. But I paid sort of between £2 and £3 for these things, and I sold this one for £20, and that one's being shipped to Italy. And then that's the first one of those I've sold actually. I've got about 12 of them in total, but that one sale has almost covered the cost of the whole lot of them. So if I sell one more, I'll be about even on that, and then everything else will be profit. Then I sold a few nice pairs of trainers. I got rid of these Nike Defy Run 2s. I don't know if you remember, but I picked these up when I went to visit Nick Hills and Tom in Hitchin, and I paid a tenner for those and got 30 quid for them, or £28, £29, something like that. Likewise, I bought these off a guy. I buy lots of trainers off. These Nike Air Max 90s. I got 28 quid for those as well, having paid £8 for them. And then the last pair I sold were these Converse, these sort of padded collars, and got 18 quid for those, having paid a few pounds for them, all with free shipping. So yeah, so overall, in terms of what I sold this weekend, it's pretty good going. There was one thing that I'll mention now rather than in the other video when I was out of the boot sale, because Tom, I was chatting, just sent Tom English Picker a couple of messages, and he said he'd been recognised again at a boot sale. And he said someone had passed on a message to him saying, thanks for all the videos that you, Nick, Joe, people put up. It's really helped him, and he sort of learned a lot about buying trainers and stuff like that. So if that's you, I'm really pleased that you're enjoying the videos and it's helped in a small way, so that was great. But when I was out of the boot sale, I noticed a couple of things I'd not seen before. There was a family, and they'd got out loads of like Lego minifigures, and I thought, oh wow, these look great. They had sort of like all the Avengers like lined up. They had all the Fellowship of the Lord of the Rings all on like these sort of base plates, and they were fantastic, and the prices of them were like 15 quid for the sets, or 2 sets for 20 quid, stuff like this. And I just knew that, you know, that those were fantastic prices. And there was a guy I actually know, a friend of mine, who was at the boot sale, and he was looking at them, and he was sort of about to start buying them. But just on closer inspection, or just on the realising just how many of them they had, it just didn't seem quite right. It was like, I don't know where you'd get all these Lego minifigures from. And on closer inspection, they'd actually glued them together. And then looking even closer, I realised that they were fake. But they looked great. They weren't like Mega Blocks or anything like that. They were just like genuine fake Lego ones. So just do be careful on that. You don't want to get caught out buying those, because, you know, if you're selling fake Lego on eBay, it's going to cause you a problem. And there's a couple of ways you can sort of test. I mean, the first thing is, if you look at the heads, the ones which I looked at, the head didn't have this sort of little triangle bit in it. It was just like completely blocked over. So that was one thing that made me realise they're a little bit fake. Obviously the price and the volume that they had helped as well. That sort of made me realise. But another way you can test them, and look, is in between the legs here. You might not be able to see it, but in between the legs, in sort of almost where the crotch would be, you've got the word Lego written there as well. So it's definitely worth like looking out for these. And again, if they just sort of put a few of those figures in a big bundle of Lego, I wouldn't have sort of thought to check. But the fact they had them all sort of lined up as a real, like a team of minifigures, sort of made me think a little bit more carefully. But yeah, just be really careful with that. You don't want to get caught out, because they obviously, there's loads of money in them. If they were real, you could make a fortune. But yeah, just be aware of that. So I saw 2 different sellers doing that, and yeah, at the boot sale. So yeah, just be careful of the fake Lego minifigures. But as I say, I'll do a video uploading everything I bought at the boot sale. I bought an absolute ton of stuff, so yeah, that'll be quite a good video as well. Anyway guys, I hope you had a good bank holiday. I hope your sales have been good, and I'll speak soon. Cheers guys, bye.